and welcome to week 2 of our home learning. Mr. McCurrick here, and I'm going to be delivering your gymnastics. Okay, so can everybody at home, can you all remind me, what's the first thing we do in our PE lessons? Yes, that's right, it's our warm-up. Okay, so what's our number 1? Yes, correct, it's our pulse raising activities. Number 2, yep, you got it, it's our dynamic stretches. And our number 3, yeah, I've heard you there, fun games. Okay, so for our pulse raising activity, we are just going to get some movements going, just to get that heartbeat going nice and fast and getting it raised. So we're going to just start with a little bit of running on the spot. So make sure we're joining in. A little bit of running on the spot. Okay, well done, keep going. Keep it going. Okay, let's make sure we got our knees nice and high. Okay, well done, keep going. Okay, we're going to do some heel flicks, so let's make sure that we're flicking up. Make sure that we're flicking those heels right up there. Okay, and we're going to go into some star jumps. Keep going for those at home. Keep it up. Okay, and we're going to do some single leg hops. Keep those going. Okay, and then we're going to swap legs. Again, feel that heart racing. Again, you feel your heart pumping. And just into them jumps. Okay, well done. So, now we're going to go into number 2, which is our dynamic stretches. Okay, so we're just going to start off with our legs. So if we do some lunges, make sure we feel that stretch as we go down. Really feel our hamstrings there. Okay, and we're going to do some side steps. So just make sure you're moving, but stretching. Okay, and just get our shoulders moving on the back there. And the other way. Okay, and just stretch and twist, and stretch and twist. Okay, now we're going to move on to number 3, which is our fun games. Okay, so we are going to play the bean game. So I'm going to say a type of bean, and then we're going to try and imitate what that bean would do. So we're going to think about gymnastics a little bit with some of this as well. So if we are a baked bean, okay, what are we going to do? We're going to go down into our tuck, and we're going to be a nice baked bean. Okay, we're going to be a runner bean. So runner bean's going to run. Okay, we've got our string bean. So our string beans are nice and tall. So we're going to come up nice and straight. Okay, well done. So our broad bean. So we're going to be, I'll start so nice and broad, nice and wide. Really feel it out there. Okay, and then we're going to be our jelly bean. So our jelly beans are going to shake, moving around. Our kidney beans are, so kidney bean, we're going to go down, we're going to go into our kite shape. Kidney bean, just down there like that. Okay, well done, keep going. Okay, and we're going to be our beanstalk. Okay, so our beanstalk, nice, into our pencil. Okay, well done. Now we're going to be a jumping bean. So jump in. Okay, and we're going to be our frozen bean. Okay, frozen there, well done. And then our last one is going to be our flat bean. So nice and flat. Okay, now I'm going to say a bean, and I want you to copy it again. We're not going to do the same order, so we're going to go with our jelly bean. Okay, well done. Shaking our body round. And a runner bean. Well done. What's our broad bean? That's right. Nice and wide. Okay, and our kidney bean. Okay, well done. And our flat bean. That's right, nice and flat. Okay, and then we're going to be our beanstalk. So, nice and tall. Okay, and then we are going to be our frozen bean. Good job. Okay, we're going to be our string bean. And our baked bean. Okay, well done. So, can anybody at home, can you remind me what we did in our gymnastics last week? Okay, can you remember what we looked at? Okay, I think I heard someone say it, so we looked at our shapes. Well done. So, can anybody show me what our start looks like? Okay, so it's just nice and tall. And what was our finish? Yep, I see you there, well done. So yeah, up and round. Nice and tall. Okay, our 6 shapes, can you quickly tell me? Okay, I'll give you a couple of seconds. Shout them out. Okay. Yeah, I heard you there. So, well done. Okay, so we've got our straight, we've got our pencil, we've got our star. Okay, yeah, we've got our tuck, our pike, and our straddle. Okay, amazing. Well done. So, what we're going to be looking at this week is balance. Okay, so we're going to be looking at our balances. So, can anybody tell me, what is a balance? What do we mean by a balance? Okay, I can hear you, okay, I hear some good stuff. So, when we talk about balance, it is an even weight distribution. So what we mean by this is that our weight is the same on both sides. Okay, so we're not one side, we're not the other, we are nice and in balance and even weight. Okay, and it allows us to be upright and still. Okay, so just to recap, it's an even weight distribution where we are going to be upright and still. Okay, so our first balance. Anybody know what it might be? I'll give you a couple of seconds to think. Okay, so there's probably some good answers there, but I'm going to tell you it is a 1-point balance. Okay, so can you tell me what a 1-point balance is? Okay, we've got some good answers coming in, but a 1-point balance, I'm going to tell you, is we've got one body part that is on the ground. Okay, so when we talk about 1 point, it's a point of contact with one body part to the ground. Okay, can anybody tell us what our next balance might be? Okay, yeah, you've got it there, so it is a 2-point balance. And any idea what our last one might be? Yep, that's right, it's going to be our 3-point balance. Okay, so with a 1-point balance, could you show me what a 1-point balance might look like? Okay, I'm going to give you a few seconds just to give that a go. Okay, good job. So a 1-point balance will be something like us on 1 foot. Okay, good job. So, our second point. it might, or our 2-point balance. Okay, so this will involve 2 body parts. So can you give me, can you show me what a 2-point balance might look like? I'll give you a few seconds again. Okay, good job. So it might be something along the lines of 1 hand and 1 foot. Okay, so we might just balance just like that. Okay. So we might be looking at our 3-point balance. Okay, so as we said earlier, we're going to have 3 body parts on the ground. Okay, so can you show me at home what a 3-point balance might look like? Okay, so if you need to pause just to catch up at any point, then please do. Okay, so yeah, well done at home. So a 3-point balance might look like, for example, one I've been thinking of is 1 foot and 2 hands. Okay, so it might be a simple balance like that. It might be something a little bit more complicated, so well done if you thought of those. Okay, so what I want you to do now is I just want you to have a little practice, so pause this video, okay, and come back to me in about 3 minutes, okay, and have a practice and see what sort of 1-point, what sort of 2-point and 3-point balances that you can come up with, okay. So pause the video and come back to me and we'll move on to the next part. Okay, so we are back. Now, what we are going to do, and I'm sure that you've put some really good balances in place, is I want us to move on to putting this into a sequence. Okay, so like we did last week where we learned our start and finish, we need to make sure that our first move is, yes, that's right, our first move is going to be our start, and how are we going to end? Yeah, that's right, it's our finish. Okay, so we need to see a start. You're then going to show me in any order a 1-point, a 2-point, and a 3-point balance. And then we're going to put our finish. So we're just going to make sure that, nice and obvious, that we finish just there. Okay, so have a pause of the video and I'll give you 4 minutes for this one so that you can get this together and have a play around with the different balances. Once you've done that, come back and we'll move on to the next part. Okay. So, our next progression, okay, it's up to you who you use. If you've got a sibling at home, if you need to use someone who looks after you, that's absolutely fine, okay? And what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and use another person to create our balances. So if we're using a 1-point balance, okay, then only one of us will have 1 body part on the ground. So you won't have 2. If my partner were to have a leg on the ground and I was to have a leg on the ground, that would be a 2-point balance, okay? So, I want you to have a go and have a practice and a play around with the different balances and see if you 2 can come up with a 1-point balance, a 2-point balance, and a 3-point balance. Okay, so if you pause the video, and then we can recap. Okay, welcome back. So, now that you've had a play around with that, that's awesome. And I'm sure you've done a really, really good job, okay? I'd love to see some of these as well, us at Coach4U. If you want to show us any of your practice, that'd be great. Okay? So, can we just go through what we have learned today? So, can anybody tell us anything that they've learned through this? Okay, yeah, that's right. So we have looked at our balances. Okay, can anybody remind me of what those balances are called? Yes, that's right, well done. So you've got your 1-point balance, you've got your 2-point balance, and you've got your 3-point balance. So, this is a takeaway. If you want to go and practice some more, great. And say it's always good to keep practicing, keep getting better at your different movements. Okay, so really well done, and we will see you on our next PE lesson.